5:30 or 6 in the morning, at which time, had my first experience driving on the other side of the road in a rental car in a place that I didn't know where I was going, in the pouring rain with Aunt Mary going, I don't remember it looking like this. She hadn't been there in 15 years. Anyway, so we were exhausted. I was exhausted, I should say. We finally got to our Airbnb, and I got her a hot cup of tea. I said, Aunt Mary, I'm going to take a shower and then get my tea. And I got out of the shower, and she was all dressed because she had put on like a kind of a robe, pajamas. I thought she was going to take a nap. She was all dressed. I hadn't even had any tea yet, and she said, okay, I'm ready. I was like, oh, my goodness. I was so exhausted. She said, we have to go shopping. So that was the first day in Ireland, and we have a book about it here you're welcome to look at. This was her first day in Ireland shopping that day. And then the next Ireland story I have, here she is holding her Balik in her Waterford. The next story in Ireland I have is a couple days later when the next day we were in Dublin, and we went to see the Book of Kells, and it was pouring, torrential biblical downpour rain, and you have to walk along the cobblestone plaza to get there. And I literally gave her a piggyback ride on my back because her back was so sore, and it was such a long walk in the pouring, freezing rain. We got into the Book of Kells. She sat and relaxed, and I got her a cup of tea. Eventually, we got home, and we had a nice fish and chips dinner. She was really exhausted. I tucked her into bed, gave her medicine. We chatted a little bit. We said a little bit of rosaries. And I said, Aunt Mary, there's a pub about 3 doors down with live music. So I'm going to go down there just for about an hour. And she said, okay, where are my shoes? And that was this Airbnb. And she put on her shoes, and we were there until it closed. And there are other tourists from Germany and Italy and a few others. And everybody wanted a picture with Aunt Mary. That's another Aunt Mary story. And I've got one last one, which is, of course, in Waterford, in which we had to stay 2 nights. Everywhere else we stayed only 1 night. And in Waterford, when we arrived, she wanted to do the tour, and we did the tour. We were able to get a chair, assisted chair, so she could really enjoy herself and relax and not have her back wasn't sore. And we were there a couple of hours on the tour and looking at the shop, and we had loaded up as much as we could possibly fit in our suitcase, and so she started to do what was going to be mail order, and we had 3 different customer service people waiting on us, and one of them was getting on shift, and they called the manager over. He's right here. His name is Colin, and he became her personal assistant. We had lunch in the Waterford shop and ended up staying. You can see her here with Colin. He was her personal assistant. He was with us. We spent 8 hours in the Waterford Korean store, and Colin was with us every step of the way. She wanted to bring him home with us. So I'd love for you to enjoy this book. I'm going to put it over here.
Oh, thank you, Patty.